What things really make you cringe? When people post selfies of them crying. No joke. My friend's sister posted crying selfies of her and her kids when they had their dog put to sleep with the dead dog. Like, that's a private moment of grief, not a selfie opportunity. My brother-in-law. The way he tries to flirt with anything with a pair of boobs and is 2 decades younger than he is. Mostly female servers at restaurants. He treats male servers like shit. He tries to touch their hair or their shoulders without permission and makes the lamest jokes that no one ever laughs at except for him. The man hasn't shaved in years, and from the smell of it probably doesn't bathe as often as he should either. He smells like dog and burritos. I married his twin brother. I feel like I married the name brand version and his brother is the dollar store version. Self-diagnosed psychopaths. When I remember my high school interactions in general. Go read your old Facebook posts. Duck. Recordings of my own voice. When someone is obviously lying. People who post vague status updates on social media, such as the most horrible thing just happened to me, without providing any context. It's a cheap way for people to fish for attention, and it creates unnecessary worry for the people who care about them. Just got back from the emergency room. Bonus points if they post a picture of the hospital bracelet. The time I was talking too loud at a wedding, when I wasn't supposed to, and everyone at the wedding turned around to see what asshole wouldn't shut up. I was across a table from some friends who did this during the reception speeches because they didn't realize what was happening. The bride's brother is a pretty well-known actor and happened to be 5 feet away from them giving his speech, which he stopped in the middle to yell at them to shut up. When people get that mentality of I'm one bad bitch because they are really just one annoying bitch. Extreme self-delusion. Usually it's funny enough to make up for it, but sometimes it's just so sad to see somebody who can't accept reality. Those videos of guys trying really hard to be sexy, biting their lips and looking down and brushing their hair back. They make me cringe so hard. So literally everyone on TikTok. My face when I see it on video. I consider myself a good looking gal, but when I see my face on videos I look absolutely different from what I look in mirrors and pictures, whether selfies or that others take. Looking like a damn squirrelfish. Early teen me. So many cringy stuff I did. I hope all of my old friends have forgotten about me. Seeing an adult complaint like a child to waiters, cashiers, etc. When people father-in-law themselves doing something really generous and heartfelt for someone in dire need, for example a homeless person. Mate, give them the money or the food, or whatever, and get on with your life. I cringe at how that person must feel to have a camera or phone shoved in their face while they're accepting someone's shallow charity. I'm glad the person in need benefits, but I can't bear to watch them. Saying something in a group and getting dead silence afterwards. Also thinking about the stupid things I've done in past social situations. Also waving back at someone who wasn't waving at you. Also my voice. Also having an idea of what to say in my head, but when I speak it just sounds a mess. People who always talk about smoking pot. You smoke, that's cool. I used to, but Jesus, if drugs are your personality you might have a problem. Also TikTok cringe compilations. It's hard to find a good cringe compilation, but the TikTok ones are so hard to watch. Shared couple Facebook accounts, specifically where they use N as the middle name. Second-hand embarrassment. It makes me physically ill. Someone obviously showing off at doing something when they are not that good at it really gets to me. The worst is when someone is singing along to a song, but instead of just vibing and singing for their own pleasure, they are looking around to make sure that other people are watching them sing. It's the worst. Just to be clear, doing something badly just because you enjoy it is encouraged and celebrated. You should see me on a dance floor. It's like an epileptic octopus. It's when the person doing it thinks they're good at it and has that smugness or attitude and is doing it for praise from other people, but they are not actually good at that thing. Watching the auditions force factor makes me feel sick. Clickbait YouTube thumbnails. Any story about someone having a birthday party and no one shows up. It happened to my little brother when we were kids, and I've been scarred from it since. People dying, abuse, grief, loss, horror, etc. does not elicit the same emotional upset I get when I hear those kind of birthday stories. Oh my god. I had my 9th birthday party at a Chuck E. Cheese and I invited my entire 3rd grade class, around 30 kids. No one shows. So I'm just sitting at this big ass table alone with some mother-in-law members. When I realized no one was coming, I just started sobbing. I must have looked downright pitiful, crying in my party hat, surrounded by empty chairs set up for other kids. Because the staff ended up giving me a shit ton of tokens to play with. I don't remember the rest of the day, but I did get a wig eye and I won a bunch of prizes, so I think it turned out okay. People who overshare for attention on social media, mainly Instagram. I can't stand someone just talking about themselves to a camera like the entire world needs to know what they are doing every minute of the day. Guys being overly aggressive at women who are plainly uninterested. I had to watch this 50-year-old guy beg to buy my 24-year-old friend a drink. She said no thank you like 6 times. Please, please, just one drink. Please. So it hurt to watch. When I'm getting my hair cut and the clippers get near my right ear, the entire right side of my head gets extremely tingly and my back reflexively cringes away. It's like ASMR on super steroids. In a drama performance, I had to blow a kiss into the crowd and accidentally did it to a teacher by accident, and following up I did the call me hand gestures. People shooting down ideas when they've asked for help. It angers me, but it also just really makes me uncomfortable. Public proposals. Videos of people at sporting events eating their budgers. Horny dudes trying to get a woman's attention while she's shopping or at work. Women who act drunk after 2 beers for attention. A guy sending meme after meme to a chat group and no one responding. Like ever. American office culture. Let's circle back. Bubble up any concerns you might have. Forced camaraderie and laughter at Steve who's a damned weeb and his unfunny joke that's been honed over many a cup of shitty coffee in the break room because it's just another Monday. A suburban white kid acting like a gangster cause he listens to rap. Having to stick your hand into the nasty food water that has been sitting in the sink for several days to open the drain, and when you remove your hand the pieces of fish and lettuce and dark matter that are stuck to it. Touching something that shouldn't be where I have my hand. Doesn't matter what it is and or how it feels. It especially happens if I'm doing the dishes and I touch a large chunk of tomato sauce that wasn't thrown into the food bin. The time I thought I was being mature about sexuality and kept trying to tell my friends that they shouldn't be afraid of masturbation. That everyone does it and girls do it too. Hey everyone, let's all tell our masturbation stories. I was 13 at the time. Oh god. And now I remember the time I somehow managed to bring using saliva as lube. Why did you make me remember all this? Please end me, like I ended my social status in school. It makes me cringe when people cringe at things I find completely normal. Like it makes them seem too uptight or uncomfortable with themselves, and then it makes me uncomfortable. People who talk about oh I'm so ugly when they are literally the most attractive person in the room, clearly, just so people would compliment them. This doesn't go for looks only but for skills too. A sign of low self-confidence. I think a lot of the time the reason they are the most attractive person in the room is because they tie their self-worth tightly to their looks. So they work harder on maintaining themselves and probably feel like if they don't get validation that others think they look good, their own worth is diminished. I think it's more sad than cringy. Kids claiming to be born in the wrong generation. When people intentionally put themselves in situations good or bad and then turn around and act as if their life is totally spontaneous and shit just happens to them. I have a friend like this and have watched him plan a whole scenario in his head and then execute it. He then turns around and acts like it was the element of surprise. Hopefully what I'm saying makes sense because nothing makes my eyes roll harder than this. Guilt tripping. I've been around survived too many narcissists to allow it. Related. Having to witness people continue to fall for narcissistic behavior. Not being able to explain that this perfect friend of yours is actually just a master manipulator. Oh, and mega currents. Consider subscribing if you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more of Reddit universe.